keeping in Group C, this is probably the match of the group. I think we both agree that Argentina more than likely wins this group, but who comes second is interesting. You have Mexico and Poland. Mexico is the favorite at about 160 in that range. Poland up to about plus 210. I got to say, I'm kind of leaning the other way. I'm looking at Poland just initially here to win on the money line.
God bless you if you're good with that. I really like this one. This one is so tough, and I know I was even saying that about Denmark, Tunisia. But for me, the only thing that I concretely like in this one is both teams to score. Yes, I don't love either defense. You're talking about the best striker in this tournament now, especially since Benzema is out. So Robert Lewandowski, I can't really count him out. They're going to have Zelensky. It was a little bit of a scare that they thought he might be missing any time, but he's one of their good creators as well. Mexico's defense obviously terrifies me. They're carrying goalkeepers like, listen, Ochoa is great almost every single tournament that he steps up in, but they're really susceptible to a lot of bad goals. We've seen it during qualifiers, during CONCACAF, and it's kind of carried over into some of these tournaments as well. I don't think it's going to be anything super high scoring, but I do think both of these teams are susceptible to allowing goals in the back of the net. And again, I think you were the one who put down Lewandowski to score and Poland to win then at this point. So I'm just curious on this because I want to know what those odds are then.
Yeah, I mean, for Lewandowski to score, it was coming in at around 130 last I checked. That was fluctuating quite a bit. And look, I mean, he is the favorite to score on the Polish side, and for good reason. You mentioned it. Mexico has been susceptible to giving up some head-scratching goals, and then Ochoa making the best save you've ever seen. And yes, if you're wondering, Ochoa is the guy who looks like Ted from How I Met Your Mother, if you're remembering correctly, from the other World Cups. I just think that Mexico has too many questions, and we talked about vibes a little bit before. Vibes are not good for Mexico right now, and I think Poland is going to come into this knowing that this is a match they absolutely need if they want any chance to advance or to even try to win this group. You talk about Lewandowski has been so good at Barca in form, kind of that last stretch run as his career starts to come to an end. That's kind of why I like Poland. An interesting one, too, I wanted your opinion on this, is for the second half to have more goals at minus 110. Obviously, there's not that much there. I just think this is a game that might take a little bit to adjust to, and then Poland to finally break through, whether it's 1-0, 2-1, whatever.
No, I think it makes sense, especially if you consider that this is like kind of the game for second place, right? People would say. So when it comes to that, then you're thinking, okay, how are they approaching this first half, right? Because they don't want to be the ones to go behind. Because then whoever falls behind first is going to be scrambling to try and grab that second goal. And especially if it goes into the second half like you're talking about, because then at that point, you're sitting there saying, well, for instance, right, Poland's up 1-0 and it's heading into the second half. Mexico knows you got to get another one. And that game completely opens up, whether it's counterattacks for Poland, whether it's scoring opportunities for Mexico. You're going to be able to see stuff like that. I don't think it's far-fetched whatsoever. And to be honest with you, I do think these teams are going to get desperate. And with the 5 substitutions, I think this drastically changes the way you have to look at these games. Because if people and coaches in whatever country is able to sub on key players late into a match, that just gives that extra burst of energy that we've never seen in this tournament. So when stuff like that happens, I understand where you're coming from with second half most goals.
Damn, you're still here? Good on you for making it to the end of this video. If you want to see the rest of this episode and more awesome content like The Drive with Jeff Feinberg, PGA Tour event, Live Golf event, does not matter, he has your best bets. Or how about if you need your NFL picks, The Huddle, Pam Maldonado, Pat Mayo, Ross Tucker, and Brian Matthews, your best bets, your best teasers, and everything you need to know that's going on in the NFL. Week in and week out, those are the places to be. Make sure you're subscribing on our social channels to know about our next giveaway. Like for November, $500 on us. All you have to do is subscribe on YouTube to get one entry, and if you want to comment on any recent video, tell us how you spend those $500 and you're automatically entered for a second entry. So get it done and let us help you make some money.